In this video we will add contrast to an otherwise flat image. This is the example with the little contrast that is attached to the assignment. Basically this is a black and white image. We have lots of verbiage that uses the same font pretty much at the same size. There's a couple of bold items here. There's some spacing in between, but otherwise it's not really that exciting to look at. It does its job in telling us what's going on, but we want to make it a little bit more attractive. So let's begin by first of all finding out where all the text is. Place your pointer above the text that you want to select. For example, I'm going to go for the ARTC-1302 and right click with my mouse and find where that layer is. We get a cascading list of all the layers. I click on ARTC-1302 and you'll see that this is my active layer now. Double click on the T. I'm going to first change that font to something else. It's all up to you what you want to use. I'll just want to use something that's more readable. Maybe this black oak. It's pretty big. I'll change it to maybe 48. That's too big. How about 36? And I'll move it, sort of put it in the center. Let's continue with Photoshop 2. I'll just put this on the side here. Even though it's nowhere near the summer of 2011, I'll keep that for now. Put it on the right. Here's the course features. Right click to select, move it up a little bit. Some description text that I can bring in so that we have a little bit of a air. Course selections, same thing, bring them up. Same thing with these. As you're moving the text along, you'll notice that Photoshop tends to snap the information to where other layers have already been placed. It makes it easier. I'll move the information over to the right, and we can keep on playing with this design. This file has a background elements folder. Let me drill down and turn this on so that you see that we do have other options for background. You can go online and find a variety of background images you can use. In the assignment I have attached a list of background resources. Here's these wallpapers. Let me see what's on DeviantArt, for example. And how about this? This is a pretty neat image. Let me right click and copy the image. Come back to Photoshop. Make sure that I'm on top of the gradient and paste, edit, paste. It's not big enough, but if I press Ctrl T to do a free transform, I can bring it up to size. Double click on that. I can now start playing with the colors of the font. Let me select the ARTC-1302. I'm going to use the text color picker, and I'm going to hover just to see if I can't get maybe this hot pink there. Same thing with summer and Photoshop 2. Click to select. I'll pick it off the same one. Photoshop 2, click, select off the same one. I'll add some layer effects to summer 2011 and Photoshop 2 so that there is contrast between the font and the background. Let me add an outer glow. I'll tell it to lighten. Rather than this yellow, I will pick maybe some of this blue. Click OK. Bring it up to 100% and increase the size of the spread. I'll right click and copy the layer style, and I'll paste it on the Photoshop 2 layer. Right click and paste layer style. I'll navigate on the layers down to where the layer 1 is that we just copied and create a new layer on top of that. I'm going to use the marquee tool to select the area where the text is included. Maybe here. And I'll fill it in with a white background. Okay. It's completely white. Deselect. But I'll bring the opacity down to maybe 30% or so. That gives me a screen in the background that will make it a little bit easier to read the text once I change the color of it. Go to graphic design, double click on the T to select the text, and maybe keep on going with that hot pink, but a lot hotter. So that it can be read. Click OK. I'll go back to course features and double click on that. Change the font maybe to the same thing that I'm using up here so that there is some consistency. Black oak. Make it smaller so that it can be readable. 18. I'll bring in the graphic design a little bit closer so that it's readable here as well. Go to the course selections layer, double click on that, change the font to our font that we're using, Black Oak. I'm going to open up this box so that it's readable. And bring it down to 18 so it matches the one on top. ARTC, we'll bring it back over here, highlight it, and make it black so that it's as readable as the one on top is. I will right click on the image, get the layer 2 background, that's the one with the white box. Press Ctrl T, make it a little bit smaller. Double click again for more information, etc. I'll put it somewhere where with the white text it's readable. Maybe right here. There are plenty of background images out there that you can use. There's plenty of fonts that are already installed on your computer. You can visit thefont.com and find new fonts to use. This is just a very basic dressing up of a flat image. We will be using these techniques later when we create magazine covers and your final project, the movie poster.